All right, why don't we start with your name, your background, where you're from, all that?
My name's Steve Owens. I use the stage name Stevil. That's just an old childhood nickname. We used to use it like, you know how some people say like bad, but bad means good. Like, oh, you know, that movie was bad or badass, you know. We used to say evil around the neighborhood. We would say, oh, that was evil, like, oh, we had a great time, or oh, the boss called me in to see him, it's going to be really evil, you know. So I just used it a lot, and it became Evil Steve, and it just merged or morphed into Stevil. And I'm originally from Philadelphia. I've been here in Florida now for 11 going on 12 years.
And were you the class clown in school at all?
In grade school, I would have to say more so than high school. In grade school, I always had my hair parted on the side, and it was my mother's design, I'm sure. Like, it wasn't the way I wanted to style my hair, but I was kind of geeky and real skinny, and I think making people laugh was a way to be accepted, you know. And when I got to high school, there were so many more students that, I mean, in certain classes I was the class clown, but there was a lot of competition, you know. So I wouldn't say I was the funniest guy in high school, but I might have been the funniest guy in my grade school, in my grade.
And have you always dreamed of being a comedian?
It's something that I like to make people laugh. I mean, I get a great kick out of it, but it's more something that other people have told me since I was probably 19 or 20 years old that I should do. I've been accused of, you know, having a quick wit or a quick mind where I could think and just blow a line out of nowhere that makes everybody in the room laugh, you know. And I guess having that ability, so many people have told me that I should do it that finally I just got to the point where I don't want to someday say, wow, you know, I wish I would have tried that. I'm just going to do it and try it. So, you know, it's one of the things I can check off my list of things to do before I die.
And who would you say are your most favorite comedians or the most influential to you?
My absolute number one favorite is Jeffrey Ross. I love every single roast. If you watch the Pam Anderson roast, the roast of Emmett Smith, the William Shatner roast, the guy's out of his mind, crazy, just not afraid to say anything. And I also I like Chris Rock a lot. I like Lisa Lampanelli. I really tend to lean towards comedians that push the envelope. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Bob Saget stand up, but he's not the man from Full House. He's not the man from America's Funniest Home Videos. He's one of the most foul-mouthed, just evil people you've ever seen in your life, but he's hilarious.
And speaking of, do you yourself use a lot of blue material in your hair?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess we're going to have to wait and see how blue it really is. My friends might all be blue. You know what I mean? So to them, it might just be regular comedy. I hang out with some sick people, so, you know, I think, yeah, there's certain things that I say that, I mean, no matter what, are going to offend some people. I don't want to offend anyone. I want to offend everyone.
So then you don't really worry about being politically correct?
Not at all. No, not at all.
And how long have you actually been writing material?
I actually started writing down things that I thought were funny probably when I was like 19 or 20 years old. And if I could find the archives, it would almost be like those people who think they found the Gospel of Judas. You know what I mean? It would be real sweet if I could find some of the funny stuff that I wrote down when I was 19, 20, 21 years old. But I actually did find some stuff from back around 1997, 98. And I incorporated some of it, you know, some good one-liners and stuff like that. I incorporated into the material, or maybe updated it, you know, maybe it pertained to something that was current events back then, and I just updated the joke to something that's current events right now. But I am using some material that's several years old. So what I'm writing, you know, for this performance, I've been working on it constantly for, I would say, probably 3 months straight.
And why do you think there's going to be so many people there today?
I think they have nothing better to do. You know, most of my friends don't have a life, and you know, they need to get out of the house. They need to do something, and they want to come see me fail. You know, I'm sorry to disappoint them, but they want to come see me fail, I think. Honestly, I know I get a lot of support. I got friends of mine that are in a band that hooked me up with this whole thing to begin with at this club, and I think a lot of people are returning favors or just being good people. You know, it's going to be good to have a friendly crowd there. I'm excited.
Does it make you nervous at all, knowing there's going to be such a big crowd?
I don't think I'm any more nervous than I should be. There's a normal nervous when it comes to, you know, getting up there on stage and doing something like this in front of a lot of people. I'm not abnormally nervous. I'm not scared. I'm just anxious. You know, I really can't wait for the moment. I'm looking forward myself to even seeing how the nervous energy really translates onto the stage.
How's everybody doing tonight? You guys ready to have some fun? Thanks for coming out and helping us pop our cherry at Boston Comedy Showcase. I'd like to bring out our first act, a lifelong friend, a man who has no business being in front of a microphone, somebody I have had sex with more times than I can count. Me! All right. We got a hot crowd already. Look at you guys. You getting drunk? Okay. As many of you may or may not have noticed, I'm chewing gum. I'm a gum chewer. Believe it or not, some people have a problem with this. I had a guy come up to me the other day. Said, "Why are you chewing gum all the time? You think it makes you look tough?" I said, "No. I just don't want my breath to smell like yours." You could knock a family of flies off a steaming ship pile. Now how about you back the fuck up and give me my dentine? Better yet, take a piece. Join the cult. Then he got all pissed at me like I was being a wise ass or something. He told me he was going to go postal on me. You want to talk about a saying that needs to be updated? When's the last time a mailman hurt somebody? What's he going to do, bring me my mail? As long as you don't go crazy fucking student on my ass, I'm okay. I'm not worried about the mailman. I'm worried about the weird sophomore across the street. And you know what's got kids so fucked up these days? Is television and movies. TV ain't right. It's not all Brady Bunch and Gilligan's Island like it was when I was a kid. Now you got all these reality shows, The Flavor of Love, I Love New York, Hogan Knows Best. That's all just from one shitty channel. You got American Idol, Dancing with the Stars. This shit's bordering on the ridiculous. Let me give you an example. They have Paul McCartney's one-legged ex-wife on Dancing with the Stars this past season. What's next? Stevie Wonder on Wheel of Fortune? You gonna get a guy with a trach hole and a cancer kazoo on American Idol? You are the wind beneath my wings. Fuck. No, but seriously, how'd this chick even get on Dancing with the Stars anyway? She's not a star, unless you count the injection. She fucked the star, that's it. If she's famous, we're all famous. You remember the 6 degrees of separation? Where you could like connect yourself to any one other person in the world through 6 people? What about the 6 degrees of penetration? I fuck somebody who fucks 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 somebody famous, and so did all of you. Is your phone ringing off the hook for Celebrity Jeopardy? Shit. Then Bob Barker retires from The Price is Right, and the first person that they talk to take that job is Rosie O'Donnell. What, fucking Satan was busy? You gotta be kidding me. The first person they talk to. I can see it now while, she'd be spouting her political views while we watch that cardboard cutout guy with the funny hat yodel his way up the fucking money mountain. I shouldn't make fun of Rosie. She's a mother. You know, she loves her kid. Her birthday was last week. She got her a bomb belt and a Target. Did you see the picture she posted of that poor little girl? Dressed like a terrorist with bullets going across here. It raised an uproar. The girl couldn't be 4 or 5 years old. Her defense was, 1, the little girl was just playing dress up. And 2, the baby Hitler outfit was in the cleaners. Well, seriously, she really said that. The kid was just playing dress up. I'll tell you what, how stupid does she think we are, really? Anybody out there got a 3, 4-year-old girl? You take her home and send her upstairs to play dress up, and if she comes down dressed like Al-Qaeda, I'll cut off my balls on pay-per-view. How dumb does she think we are? And you know what? Movies are no better. The superhero movies are starting to piss me off. The Fantastic Four, they're not fantastic. It's like watching the superhero Special Olympics. You got one of the most beautiful girls in the world, but she's invisible. Some heavy Hollywood thought went into that one. Then you got some guy that could light your cigar with his finger, right? You got some guy that could get your keys out of your car if you lock him in there with his stretchy arms. And some dude made of rocks. In the first movie, it took 4 of them to be one bad guy. In my neighborhood, they call that jumping somebody. I didn't see the second one, but the bad guy was a surfer, which strikes fear in the hearts of everyone. Dudes, can you handle this guy? Right? I didn't watch it. How'd they beat him? They jump him and steal his weed? But, all right. But I finally figured out something that the Fantastic Four would be fantastic for. Tailgating. I want to take those 4 to a Dolphins game, and I'm going to lay down that rock guy, and I'm going to have the torch light him on fire, and there's my grill. And then the guy with the stretchy arms can flip the burgers and get my beers so I don't have to stand up for my invisible blowjob. All right, all right. I do want to tailgate with those guys. As long as they don't steal my weed. I'm getting a little older now. I'm 42. They say 40 is the new 30. If you lived my lifestyle, 40 is the new 90. And, you know, getting up there, I'm single at this age. Haven't been laid since November, if you can believe that shit. For those of you that can't do math, that's before Christmas. And you know that shit has side effects. All right? You know you haven't been laid in a long time if you got one forearm that looks like it belongs to Popeye and the other one looks like it belongs to Nicole Richie. But let me tell you something. It's getting old and scoring old that scares me. All right? In 15 years, I'm going to need like a Bowie knife and leather gloves just to get in most of those things. And you know what? Let me tell you, you know you got yourself an old slut when she drops her Levi's and shows you her crotchless Depends. I guess she only leaks from the back. Must be the rear main seal for you automotive guys. And I firmly believe this, that once a woman reaches a certain age, she no longer has a vagina, she has a cave. If you shine a flashlight in there just right, you see clay drawings of bison on the walls. That's right, I said it. You start going through her mail, you notice there's strange rent checks from Batman. And then you go down there. You like that, baby? Baby. Shoot. You know, if you gotta rappel down into that, that's not muff diving, that's cave diving. And you know, when you get to that point, at that age you've seen more crust than Mrs. Smith. Ladies, this is for all you ladies. I don't care if you're, well, I guess I care if you're at least 18. I don't care if you're 18 or if you're 80. Will you shave that shit? Because let me tell you something. The last thing we want to come across when we get down there is something so hairy that it can only be described as an armpit with a mouth. All right, if it looks like Animal from the Muppets, that shit ain't right. And if we're really lucky, it smells like you're deuced with salmon. That's right, I said it. But let me tell you something, boys, if you go down on that, you're gonna want your dentine. Hey, you all stick around. It's not Rush Limbaugh. It's Forrest Shaw coming up later. I think we got one or two more other guys. My name's Stevil. Thanks a lot. You guys been great.
Yeah, give it up. Yeah, that's Stevil. Wow. Just think I could have went to church instead of going here. Alright, in a couple of minutes we're going to have JB. He's the next one, so guys sit around, enjoy the music.
Hey, fucking thing great, huh?
Well, I guess I care if you're at least 18. I don't care if you're 18 or if you're 80. Will you shave that shit? Because let me tell you something. The last thing we want to come across when we get down there is something so hairy that it can only be described as an armpit with a mouth. All right, if it looks like Animal from the Muppets, that shit ain't right. And if we're really lucky, it smells like you're deuced with salmon. That's right, I said it. But let me tell you something, boys, if you go down on that, you're gonna want your dentine. Hey, you all stick around. It's not Rush Limbaugh. It's Forrest Shaw coming up later. I think we got one or two more other guys. My name's Stevil. Thanks a lot. You guys been great.
Yeah, give it up. Yeah, that's Stevil. Wow. Just think I could have went to church instead of going here. Alright, in a couple of minutes we're going to have JB. He's the next one, so guys sit around, enjoy the music.
Hey, fucking thing great, huh?
Awesome. The best one here. Great. I will come again. Absolutely. Always knew it.
He's awesome. Very good. Friend of Rachel's. He's her lifesaver.
Good
He was
friend of
the
mine
best
too.
one here tonight.
Yeah, how do you think he did?
Very good. Best opening act I've ever seen. Very good.
He did awesome. That's for sure.
Think you should
Steve,
do it?
Steve, I wouldn't consider you a vulture,
Pursue
but I
it,
would consider you
definitely.
something a vulture would eat. Just to let you know.
Steve up. There you go.
All of us cows.
I think he did wonderful. I think he did a home run. It's great. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Don't listen to any shit this guy says.
Yes, I'm a professional bullshitter. Thank you
No,
very
he's a
much.
professional lapper. He's paid by Mr. Owens.
But come here.
Tell him Steve is a great guy that'll make you laugh.
That's it.
Your ass off.
And I got a beautiful woman to come over and help me out with this. I'm loving it.
Say Steve is the best.
Stevil is a man. He's a good person and a funny bastard. And you can't miss.
I think he actually did really good. I'm not like just blowing smoke up his ass or anything like that, you know. It's not like I've been doing comedy for hundreds of years or anything like that, but I thought he was really like well composed, like had his joke structured well, you know. I actually didn't think that was his first time. I thought it was he had done it like more times than that. So he had like an attitude. He was always good and like a loud whistle or whatever that was. I don't know, but good job, man. Keep at it and definitely get on stage as much as you can. I would tell him, man. But it was a very good first one, way better than mine. I fucking ate my dick on my first one. So I would say good job, man. Keep it up, Steve.